Hi guys, welcome back to another lesson in algebra. In today's lesson we're going to look at solving equations using backtracking. So this is essentially using our flowchart in order for us to find out what the pronumeral equals. So let's complete the following flowchart to solve for x. So the first thing we're going to do is build the expression. So x times 2 gives us 2x. And then we're going to take away the 3, gives us 2x minus 3. Now, if you've forgotten how to do this, make sure you go back and watch the last video on building expressions so that you know how to do this first step. Now, what we're doing is, what we're saying here is 2x minus 3 equals 15. Okay, so that's our equation. What we're going to do is we're going to find the inverse of each of these and apply the inverse to this number here. So we're going to add 3 because that's the inverse or the opposite of negative 3. And 15 plus 3 gives us 18. Then what we're going to do is divide by 2. And 18 divided by 2 gives us 9. So what we're saying here is x equals 9. So when you're using flowcharts or backtracking to help you solve an equation, make sure that you state what your pronumeral equals. So that means, like I've said here, x equals 9. If it's a, then it's a equals 9, or whatever it equals. Okay? Let's do some more. Complete the following flowcharts to find the expression to be solved and the solution. So we've gone a little bit of a step further. Okay? We've really blanked it out here. So x divided by 4. Now remember, when we write x divided by 4, we go x over 4 like a fraction. Then we're going to add 5, which gives us x over 4 plus 5, or x divided by 4 plus 5. Now x divided by 4 plus 5 equals 8. And we're going to start to do the inverse now. So the inverse of plus 5 is subtract 5, and 8 take away 5 gives us 3. And the inverse or opposite of divide by 4 is times by 4, and 3 times 4 gives us 12. So x equals 12. Okay, so here we've really taken it a step further, completely blank, no beginning or end, and we need to use backtracking to solve this equation. Now, the first thing you're going to do, in this the top left box, you're going to put whatever the pronumeral is. So we're going to put x there. Then we're essentially following BIDMAS. Okay, so we're going to work on everything in the brackets first. So the first thing we would do to x if we were following BIDMAS is subtract the 1. So we go minus 1. And what we end up with is x minus 1. The next thing we would do if we're following BIDMAS is multiply by 3. And if we do that, we end up with 3 brackets x minus 1. Now, 3 brackets x minus 1 equals 24. They've told us that. So we pop our 24 here. And now we fill in our inverse and solve our equation. So if we're multiplying by 3, here we're going to divide by 3. Now 24 divided by 3 gives us 8. And 8, if we're doing the inverse of this operation, which is subtract 1, we're going to add 1, and 8 plus 1 gives us 9, so again, x equals 9. Remember, if you have any questions, make sure you ask, otherwise get into doing some problems yourself, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks, guys.